All right, guys, just want to take our times out to really showcase what alpha algo indicators are all about. What's a couple benefit with our indicators? Well, first of all, it's easy to trade because we base on confirmation and we base on patterns. We don't use complex indicator that's whether it's MACD, RSI, all this complex stuff that really doesn't add any value to you if you don't understand the meaning of all those indicators itself, right? And another thing too is that, and this is where the benefit comes to our members and any trader that use our indicator, is that you can use it in all time frame, whether it's a 1 minute, the 5, the 3, the 15, the 30, any time frame that you want to use, any currency, any whether it's option, forex, or cryptocurrency, we all trade the same way. All we basing on is a certain patterns, confirmation, and once those certain conditions are met, we will take those trades and we'll exit based on two of our other strategy on how to exit. So we have an entry strategy and we have an exit strategy, right? But this another additional benefit with our indicators that our stop loss is reduced to the very minimum. We do not use 1 to 2% stop loss. We don't do 1% stop loss for 1.5% gain. That isn't enough gains in terms of trading, specifically for scalping, right? So let's demonstrate the ability and the way how our indicator operate. So in this case, we have a confirmation here for our green dots. Now, before I go on, I forgot to mention what is our strategy? What is the confirmation I'm talking about? Well, the confirmation is pretty simple. If you're looking too long, scalping that is on a 1 minute or any kind of time frame on a scalping, but in this case, the 1 minute, we want to confirm the price action to be closer to our support. We want to see a green dot, and we want to see RSI close below above this yellow line, right? If all those three conditions are met and it gives us the best confirmation, we will take that trade, and it's just that simple. In this case, we have a green dot. We have RSI did not show any signs of uh, um, cracking above this yellow line, and our price action is nowhere near support. So for that reason, we will not take this green dot. Second, this green dot is confirmed. Our price action closed above this. Technically, we could still take this call. But the only reason why we didn't take this call is because it's so close to our band and close to our momentum line that we're pushing up against it, the force of down. Specifically, our momentum is still showing a red sign, right? So this isn't the highest probability or the best option that we take. So all we have to do is wait for the next trade and see what's the current setup we have. So in this case, the green dot pops right here, right? And it closed above this. Now, like I mentioned before, the reason why we didn't take this, well, for another reason is because it's too close a band. But in this case, the band is so close to our support. This is where we are taking our risks based on the condition that we require, right? So in this case, we would take a long here position right about here, and then we will put our stop loss pretty close to our previous wick. So what does that really represent? You're risking a 0.06%, not 1%, not 2%. We're not playing that game, right? Our ultimate goal here at Alpha is to ensure we reduce that loss right there by using minimal stop loss, by getting the best entry with confirmation, and then give you the best maximal potential. So in this case, we will put it our exit at the next resistance, right? So let's see how this price action works out. As you can see, the price action reach up here. Now here's another two-way we can take exit, right? What I mentioned before. The first one is resistance and support. In this case, right, the price action got up to about $1,344 and got rejected. Once it got rejected, it formed a new resistance, and this is dynamic support and resistance. So it let us know that in current time frame, this is our range from here, here, and here, right? So even though right now we set our take profit this way, but here comes another second way for us to take our profit is based on the green dot. If you were to short, I'm sorry, a green dot where you're to short, and red dot if you were too long. As soon as I see this red dot, right, I see this RSI crack confirming the current local top. What's going to happen is I will exit my trade right here, right? So just to confirm, right, we are risking 0.06% and we are gaining in return 0.42%, right? So understand that risk to reward ratio. That's pretty much saying I'm risking $1 to get $7 return, right? One for seven. So in this case, once we get our red dots, what's going to happen is I'm looking at the conditions. So I have red dots, I have the RSI crack, and the red dots represent the price action right here, pretty close to my resistance, right? It's not perfect, but it's close enough that we're willing to take that risk. A really confirmed risk, not a gambling risk, but it's more of a confirmation risk that have one confirmation, two confirmation, three confirmation. In this case, we would definitely take a short. So we'll place our short about right at this price action. And here comes the beautiful part about our strategy is what? Minimum stop loss. So basically when we enter there, we just put it at the previous high right here. Once again, 0.06% stop loss, right? So what's going to be our next goal again? Two strategy exit, right? First strategy of exit is what? The next support or the green dot, whichever come first, right? So in this case, we are shorting and we're going to see how this price action goes. As the price goes, right, this thing did not take our stop loss. It was pretty close, but it did not. And then it took our profit, right? So in this case, the first take profit hit, and then we wait for the next trade. It's that simple, right? What are you gaining right now? We're risking 0.06%, we're gaining 0.5%, right? So think of that ratio for a second, right? Here we go. Wait for the next trade. There you go. Now that we see the next green dots at support, right? Let me move this away. At support, right here, green dots, RSI confirming, right? So what's going to happen is, once again, we take a position long right at this red candle, that drop. And then first strategy is what? Placing our take profit at the next resistance level. So in this case, we will put at this resistance level and then we'll move our stop loss to right the lowest, the previous lowest wick. Once again, 0.12% that we're risking and we're trying to get a 0.53%, right? So once I remind once again, we're gonna figure out whether we're gonna exit for the first strategy using our next resistance or support as our exit point, or two, we're gonna base on a green dot or red dot to take our exit. Whichever hit first, we would take that route. As the price action continued to fly, our first take profits hit, right? Our target zone hit on this part. So it was 3 out of 3 successful trade, right? As we wait for the price confirmation, the price drop to this low right here, right? So now the price drop after this initial trade that we did along. The reason why we didn't take this short because we didn't have any confirmation, no red dot, have RSI crack, but it wasn't near where our resistance is, so we didn't have to take the trade. And this was beautiful about our strategy is that you don't have to take every single trade. Just wait for the best option for you to take, so you can get maximal gain for the minimal loss, right? So in this case, the signal get fired out about right here, give and takes right here. So we're going to definitely take that long right there, right? Even though the price action, this is one thing you gotta understand that even though price action isn't where I want it to take, right? The price action is pretty far away from my support level right here. But this is something that we definitely risk. Like I say, it's going to be a minimal risk, 0.23% risk for 1.10% gain, right? So this is almost like a 1 for 4 ratio. So we're going to put our stop loss very low to the previous weight low and put the next resistance. Once again, is either the strategy of taking X is either my next resistance level get hit, or I'm gonna wait for the red dot to take my exit, right? As the price continue to climb, we hit our take profit area. 4 out of 4 confirm, done trade within a couple minutes, under an hour, right? So here we go. So in this case, both of our confirmation hit a red dot and this. So it was successful trade. Let's see, in this case, why don't I take this trade? For example, once the first red dot, I did not take a short here. Well, the answer is pretty simple, right? My confirmation is only 2 out of 3. I have a red dot, RSI crack, but I'm not near my resistance. And I'm too close to my band. I have my band is showing green. My momentum is still showing green. So all this is showing there's more off force. So obviously taking this isn't a confirm. Same thing right here. Same thing with this here. This red dot right here, specifically, the price action is between the resistance support, not a clear confirmation, and RSI have yet to crack. So in that case, we will not take this to signal, right? But we would definitely take this signal as the trade simply because our price is a lot closer to this. Ideally, we want the price to be a lot closer, but if the price within proximity close enough, we are going to take this calculated risk, right? So in this case, we are going to short at that position right about there, right? And then we're going to put our stop loss once again at the previous wick. And then here's 2 options. Next resistance. We definitely, it's a lot closer. Like I said, there's a couple way. If you have a lot of support and support and support ahead of you and you're scalping, you can definitely start scaling out 25% and then 50 and then the whole entire trade right here. But in our case, we feel like there's more momentum, and specifically we have this many dots that's showing up. It's telling you that this is proximity of the top area in the short term. So now we're going to take this trade. Now, once again, I want to remind you all, 2 strategy exit. The next support or the next resistance is our exit strategy, or 2 are green dots, right? Only the 2 conditions, whichever come first. And our profit got hit. We got hit profit right here. 5 out of 5 trade, right? So once you see this green dot that took fire right here on this candle, we would definitely take another long position right here, right? And then once again, when it comes to take profit, it's the next resistance. It's either here or here is your call. Let's be conservative. Put it right there and put the stop loss either here or here. It's all optional, right? On the 1 minute, it could be here or here. But we feel like, you know what? The confirmation of our band, the confirmation of our oscillator and the RSI is showing there's more strength, and we're feel more confident in this trade, right? So we put a stop loss right here at 0.19% of stop loss and a 0.71% gain, right? In terms of our take profits. It's once again either red dot that we're gonna exit or hit with our next resistance level. There you go. So we hit our take profit and then we're confirmed to be out. So this is some kind of the strategy that we're mentioning within our Discord and within for our members. And what makes it so beautiful, and once I want to remind you all, is that there's no strategy online that gives this much accuracy, this much stress-free when it comes to trading. There's a lot of different ways for you to confirm, and we only trade on confirmation. We do not FOMO into any price action. We don't need to draw any trend lines. We don't need to look at so many other indicators. All we're looking at is simple pattern to confirm or not confirm. It's just a simple strategy that we do. So in this case, anytime our conditions are met and we feel like the price action is close to where our conditions are at, we aren't going to take that trade. Reason why? Because our risk to reward ratio is a lot bigger compared to the conventional risk to reward, where I risk 1% for 1.5%. Isn't what I want to risk when it comes to scalping. But if I can risk $1 to have potential wins 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $10, that is what I call a high probability trade. So, with that being said, looking to welcome to you all to Alpha Algo Indicators. Hopefully, you guys will have time to stop by. We are a different kind of community. We're here to support. We're here to give you the best service ever, and you will not trade alone. If you're ever gonna be part of us, and join our members, the one benefit, a couple benefits you're going to get is obviously the The complexity got removed, and we offer the simplicity in your trading. Second, you're going to get all the support that you need to ensure you understand the strategy correctly and ensure you're set it properly. These are the couple things that we offer that ensure that your trading is going to be a lot better, and your overall experience and your profit will be a lot better.